All right. Hopefully it'll come back on. All right. Hopefully it'll come back on. Okay, Khan. Hey, it's a process, man. We gotta fight through it, man. These are the things we're going through before we don't have to deal with this man's madness anymore, you know. But like I said, if you're trying to do anything else on the internet, I bet you it'll work. Nothing else will happen. But let's jump right into the stories. We got mass shootings that are taking place. It's at an all-time high. We just had a mass shooting that took place in Austin, Texas. But there's been 3 mass shootings in 6 hours, leaving 39 wounded, 5 dead across the United States. So I'm going to play this and play a few videos, and then we're going to go into some precepts.
4 major U.S. cities were reeling from an onslaught of mass. At least 4 major U.S. cities were reeling from an onslaught of mass shootings over the weekend that left at least 39 people wounded, 5 dead, and police officials alarmed that the surge in gun violence is a prelude to a bloody
because
summer.
What this is called ordo ab chaos. Okay, I'm going to share I'm going to put it to the full screen. But this is what you call ordo ab chaos, because they're getting ready to do something. So the guns is going to be an issue. So they're going to try to take the weapons and disarm before they do something. Okay, so let me go ahead and play this.
The nation emerges from the pandemic. Police in Austin, Cleveland, Chicago, and Savannah were all investigating on Sunday mass shootings that erupted over a 6-hour streak that began around 9 p.m. on Friday and spilled over into Saturday morning. It's very disturbing what we're seeing across the country and the level of gun violence that we're seeing across the country. It's disturbing and it's senseless, Savannah Police Chief Roy Minter Jr. said at a weekend news conference after 1 person was killed and 8 others, including an 18-month-old baby and 2 teenagers, were wounded.
An 18-month-old baby, man. 18-month-old baby. That's why it says this the bloody city. Woe to the bloody city. Okay, this is more proof that this is Babylon the Great. And then real quick, let me show you a chart. This right here shows you how the comparison of Babylon to every other country in the world. This shows you that this would have to be Babylon the Great. Let me play this report.
He looked at how shootings in the U.S. compared to whole continents.
Here we
Areas
go.
with really big populations.
Let me go back here. There we go.
But there's a problem when comparing the U.S. to another country because mass shootings are overall fairly rare, and some countries are very small, so one event can skew the data. So here's what he did. He looked at how shootings in the U.S. compared to whole continents, areas with really big populations comparable to this country's 300 plus million people. And we're looking at it that way, the U.S. has many more mass shooters than the rest of the world. More than one for every 10 million people between 1998 and 2012.
So they're saying 1 out of 10 million people in Babylon is a mass shooter. Mass shootings happen like that. This is the book. This shows you, this is proof. Now you would think that wouldn't this place, oh, but America ain't in the scriptures. But wouldn't you think that this type of carnage would have been prophesied of? This is the book of Nahum 3 and verse 1. But it is prophesied of. That's why you have to have the teachers that teach you the right thing. This is Nahum 3 and 1. Woe to the bloody city. It is full, woe to the bloody city. It is all full of lies and robbery, and the prey departeth not. It's as the prey departeth not, and we're the prey. You Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans, you're likened unto a gazelle out there, man. Like a gazelle is just pretty much a timid animal that has to run from everything, man. That's what the Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans have been put down to. We've been put down to prey in the midst of animals, man. All right, so this is the most important part. Woe to the bloody city. And right here, this is showing you, look at the chart. Look at the chart, that comparison between Babylon, the United States, and other country. They're comparing it to continents, not just, oh, this country. They're actually comparing it to continents. The continent of Africa doesn't have that many mass shootings. Nobody's close. So who else would this tie to? How can we? Who fits this prophecy? Salakia. All right, it says the noise of a whip and the noise of rattling of the wheels and of the prancing horses and the jumping chariots, which is the so-called UFOs. That's why it says it shall enter into the house of the thief. And it says that this place, that bloody city, will be full of lies and robbery. What's the main lies? That the crossing out of Yahushua being the so-called Caucasian, the children of Israel being everybody under the sun but who they are. Everybody can make it. These are the lies and the robbery. And what are they truly trying to steal? They're trying to steal the birthright, man. They're trying to steal the birthright that belongs to you Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans. All right. So let's keep going. Let me get a quick precept before we jump back into that. This is the things that you follow. The scriptures are written in the roadmap, but you have to have, first and foremost, you have to have Yahushua. That's the lamp to help lead you through the roadmap. And once you find Yahushua, then you can navigate through the scriptures, man, and pinpoint who is who. This is the book of all books, man. All right. This is Psalm 62 and verse 10. And it says, trust not in oppression and become not vain in robbery. If riches increase, set not thy heart upon them. And what has Esau done? He is trusted in his oppression. He thinks that's going to carry him on to the sunset. All right. He puts total trust in the oppression of the Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans, and then the oppression on the world, man. But first and foremost, we care about that's the main character of the story. Okay. So let's play this one more time.
No other continent.
Let's go right here.
Way, the U.S. has many more mass shooters than the rest of the world. More than one for every 10 million people between 1998 and 2012. No other continent comes even close. Overall, the U.S. represents about 30% of mass shooters worldwide, with less than 5% of the world's population. It's severely overrepresented in this disturbing category. Now let's take a look at gun homicides overall, not just mass shootings. And here we actually can compare to other countries because these are much more common. On this measure too, the U.S. stands out compared to peer nations of similar wealth. David Hemingway, a professor of health policy at Harvard, sent us the latest data he analyzed. As of 2015,
More than 4 out of 100,000 people in the United States were killed using a gun. That's way above all other rich countries he and his co-author looked at. Of course, not all.
So we're not going to go deeper into that. That's pretty much the point. That chart is the main thing that I wanted to pull out of that, to show you that 5% of the world's population has 30% of the world's mass shootings, almost close to half. Okay, that's showing you who is the bloody city. Who is that bloody city? Why is that? It's called you reap what you sow. All right. If you build a city with blood, and then blood shall, it says what? Blood shall pursue thee, man. That's what you see taking place right now. Blood is pursuing these Edomites, man. Their whole society is being pretty much dismantled when it comes to morality, man. Let me get this real quick. This is Habakkuk. Let me see. Bear with me 1 second. I want to pull the right precept. This is Habakkuk 2. And 12. Every time you try to pull Habakkuk up here, man. Even when you spell it out. Here it goes on this one. It's the book of Habakkuk 2 and verse 12. And it says, woe to him that buildeth the town with blood and establish a city by iniquity. So this is what you see, because how was the Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans brought to America? And what happened to the Native Americans when they were here? And you got guys saying the Native Americans aren't Israelites, but how did they suffer the same curses? How do we tell Esau are not the Israelites? Because they're not going through the curses that are prophesied in the scriptures. So if a people that's you saying is not the people, but they fit the criteria, then they would have to what? Be those people. All right. And they fall under that category of being Israelites. And it says, woe to the bloody, it says, woe to him that buildeth the town with blood and establish a city with iniquity. Behold, it is not of the Lord of hosts that the people shall labor in the very fire, and the people shall weary themselves in very vanity. Because we were doing these things back in the day. So now Esau's coming in he's following our footsteps. That's why it says what? This is a sign unto those that shall live ungodly. So if you follow after that, just like the world, we're coming to the time of the second death. Why are we coming to the time of the second death? Because what? The time of the first death, we're coming to again. The same things that we were doing, like I think the elder put out a video where it says flood mentality or flood. Man, it escapes me, but it's the elders at GMS Dallas. Okay, the behavior that you see taking place now is worthy of judgment, man. On a wide scale, the whole world is full of all types of. They push even though they figure out GMO is bad, but these countries use GMO. They're not stopping to use the GMO that they know is harmful to them, but they save that money. That's why it says the love of money is the root of all evil. If you weren't worrying about making a dollar, following the law would be easy, man. But if you're worrying about making a buck or making profit or making usury, then you're gonna go. You're not gonna go parallel with the scriptures, man. You're gonna go against it. All right, and that's what we're trying to tell people. Wait, come out of this place, man. All right, let me play this.
Morning. Savannah police were working to identify the suspect or suspects who rolled up in a dark-colored sedan and unleashed a barrage of gunfire around 9 p.m. Friday on a group of people standing in front of a home in a residential neighborhood of East Savannah. Men to identify the...
Let me go back and show. I wanted to show, look, these are all the shootings. If you go to YouTube and type in recent shootings, 3 overnight shootings in Austin, 1 day after the 6th Street mass shooting. U.S. now to top 270 mass shootings this year. So tell me that that's a coincidence. No, that's a plague, man. The Lord is plaguing this place with all types of calamities, man. It says, shall there be evil in the city and the Lord has not done it? So all these have been orchestrated, man. It's almost like you don't even want to go out, man. There's so many mass shootings. You don't even want to really do. I mean, of course, you don't live in fear. Not saying that. But I'm saying to these people out here, it's like, man. Let me see. Now my computer wants to move slow. Let's pull this precept while it's doing that. Listen, Matthew 24 and 12.
There is a problem bigger than what anyone's really talking about, I think, is why is that how we are solving problems?
Let's go back.
Through violence, through hateful and violence problems. There is a hate problem. There is a problem bigger than what anyone's really talking about, I think, is why is that how we are solving problems? Through violence.
You can see it on E. He's shook. He ain't feeling comfortable. This is how you gotta look. You gotta watch the curses. If you've been in something, you gotta watch it. There was a time where Esau didn't look like this. They didn't worry. They didn't even the elites, when they get judged, they're not really gonna care, man. You know, but the ones that don't know what's going on and not privy to the information, they're lost, man. They're losing it. Listen to her voice.
There is a hate problem. There is a problem bigger than what anyone's really talking about, I think, is why is that how we are solving problems? Through violence and through hateful acts. As America marks the 5th anniversary yesterday of the Pulse nightclub tragedy in Orlando, the nation continues to deal with staggering accounts of gun violence. I'm Carly Barnett. We start tonight with some grim numbers. Just this weekend alone, at least 8 people were killed and 48 were injured in mass shootings across 6 different states. Now, here in South Florida, we've been dealing with increased gun violence as well and our own mass shootings. CBS 4's Jessica Vallejo joins us now with more. Jessica.
That's right, Carly. Well, the recent mass shootings over the weekend has now brought the U.S. to 270 suffered shootings. That's 40%.
Man, that's a lot. This is Matthew 24 and 12. It says, and this is why mass shootings are taking place. Everything can be answered through the Bible. And because iniquity shall abound, sin. This is why mass shootings are taking place. They want to look up like, oh, what's going on? But you got transgenders popping left and right. You got oppression on the high. You got sin, same-sex marriages, all these things that are going against the scriptures. And then you wonder what's happening. Why is this happening? Oh, I don't wonder why. Come on, man. The word there for iniquity is anomai. Let me play it real quick. Oh, man. Okay. Click something. There we go.
Strong's G 458. Anomia.
Anomia. And it says what? Condition of without law. This is why the mass shootings are taking place in Babylon, because it is a condition without law. And this brother's posting precepts. Let me pick some of these off. All right? Hold on. This is this is from the brother Yasha. This is man. Hold on. Yep, this is Ecclesiastes 7:7. Surely oppression maketh the wise man mad, and a gift destroyeth the heart. And that's why you're supposed to be in the mode of, man. This oppression is supposed to make you mad, and you're not supposed to go up and do violence. You're supposed to call out for Yahweh Shemiah Shai to do what? To have judgment and mercy on the earth, man. This is Micah 2:2. And they covet fields and take them by violence, and houses and take them away, and they oppress a man and his house, even a man and his heritage. And you see it taking place now. Because why are they cutting our videos off YouTube? Hey, pretty soon, hey, this truth is not going to be available, man. That's why he says, eat up. Just like the Lord tells you in the time of the Passover. You're supposed to eat with your loins girded, man, and it's in your staff in your hand. These videos and these epistles from the apostles and the elders on down, these are blessings, man. These are holy blessings that the Lord has set forth to get us prepared, man, and to prepare yourself. This isn't Netflix. Let me catch up on, you know, the Hebrew Israelites. Let me cram it in, you know, and see. No, it's not that. These epistles in lies salvation, man. Because Yahweh Shem Yahshua is giving you what you need to prepare and letting you watch. That's what watchmen did. That's why men was on the walls of Jerusalem to prepare. Once that horn was blown, you had to be prepared. You was either prepared for war or you wasn't, man. So this is what we're telling, to prepare yourself. Prepare yourself mentally and it's not to worry. It's not to be worried. I'm not saying like that, oh, sweating. No, it's to prepare yourself and say, look, the Lord is coming, and this be right. Make yourself ready for the wedding, man. Put on your garments, which is this truth. Put it on and hold it and wait, man. That's it. That's why Yahushua said, my yoke is easy and my burden is light. It says, because iniquity shall abound. What's the word abound? All right, let's look up the word abound. We're gonna show why Babylon is going through mass shootings, man. You go to the church, they won't be able to tell you that. I bet you Pastor Rib Tips, he ain't pulling these precepts. All right, because the Lord ain't supping with them, man. Because they're proud against the Lord. And it says, what is it? Plato?
Strong's G 4129. Plethuno.
There you go, plethora. Where you get plethora, I think. Plethumo, where it says to increase, to multiply, to be increased, to be multiplied, to be increased, to multiply. So, because iniquity, the condition without law shall multiply. That's what that's saying. The condition without law shall multiply. That's why you see the evil that's taking place. And the root word of that is what? Multiply. Great number of men of things, whole number, the whole multitude, the multitude of people. So now we have that understanding. So it says what? Because a condition without law shall increase, shall multiply, the love of many shall wax cold. Okay? Let's look up what the word cold is, where you get psycho. See? So it's not a coincidence. The word there for cold is psycho. Now, I've went into this before, but
Strong's G 5594. Sucho.
yep.
Sucho.
Breathe, blow, cold, be made to grow cold. So people aren't caring. They're not worried about you, man. They're worried about whatever sick goal that they want to achieve through killing people. That's where the world is at today, man. It's not in a good case. So what are we to be on? Our conversation is to not worry, man. This is the time the doors are open to Yahweh Shem Yahshua. These doors have not been open like this. You watch these lessons and you learn of the Lord and you develop your relationship, man. You develop your relationship with your Father, man. Your Heavenly Father, and you trust in Him. Don't worry about what the world is. It says, be not worried. I got it. Hold on. Let me get it real quick. Let me pull this real quick. This is gonna sign seal it right here. Yep. Yep, this is Psalms. Let me pull it. This is Psalms, because David said it the best. These were the times where men actually went to war, man. You just got to commute in traffic. That's what we have. You just got to commute in traffic and it's hard up, man. We're not even dealing with times where we had to go to war and be out there in the streets and, you know, and go to war with another nation. You just got to commute your traffic and go to work. And it's hard up. But this is what David said. This is the book of Psalms 137 and verse 1. It says, fret not thyself because of evildoers, nor be thou envious against the workers of iniquity, for they shall soon be cut down like the grass and wither as the green herb. Trust in the Lord and do good, so shalt thou dwell in the land. What's that? The land of Israel, our promised land. That means he's going to deliver you and bring you to the promised land, which he promised to our fathers, man. It says trust in the Lord. So you just put your trust in him. And a lot of us, we say that, but you have to trust, man. Trust is a heavy thing, man. It takes faith. You have to have faith to love, man. This is a lesson our Lord willing I can put together soon, but you have to have faith to love, man. You can't, if you don't trust in something. What is a relationship? When you marry, even if you develop a somewhat of a trusting relationship, you trust that person through time, man. You know, but how do you begin to love that person? You know, you put that faith in them. You have to give somebody that faith. And sometimes your faith is given up and down, man, especially in these times. But when it comes to the Lord, that's the one to trust in, man. All right. That's the one to trust in, because he's not going to let us down. We dropped the ball. He made it subject under vanity, but we dropped the ball. But he says he's going to save us for what? His name's sake. So it's a promise. It's already, there's no, Israel will make it because of the Lord's name's sake. He's not going to let his name be sullied without sin, man. All right. The word there is, let's go ahead and play.
Strong's H982. Batak.
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 The word is batak. It says trust in, to have confidence. So you have to have confidence in this truth, man. You have to say the Lord will save us and he will destroy Esau. That's the confidence. Everything else you don't worry about. The missiles, none of that. Because all those things, they're going to come. There's nothing you can stop it. Esau can't stop it. And he's going to be the one taking place in it, man. He can't lay it down and be like, all right, I'm done with wickedness. I'm going to try something new. Esau can't do that, man. All right. Esau cannot do that. So he's set for destruction, just like the Lord willing, Israel would be a part of that number. We're set for salvation. No doubt about it, man. The ticket's already been stamped. We're just waiting on the ride to pull up, man. That's it. That's how your trust has to be. It can't hesitate or deviate. And like it says, these lessons are to build your faith up for that moment, man. That's what it is, because the apostles, elders said it the best. They believe. So these lessons are for us, man. These lessons they did was for us. They believe that they have the truth. So we do the same. We push the truth. Just like Yahweh Shai, he's sitting on the right hand of the Father, but what is he doing? He's supping with us. Yahweh Shai himself is supping with us and sending us the comforter, man. So Yahweh Shai is still putting in that work, man. And he's on the right hand of the Father. So we're preparing ourselves through that. That's how it what you give what you've been freely given. All right. Trust in the Lord and do good. What is that? Follow the law, statutes, and commandments. Love thy neighbor. You know, if you're a man in the truth that's doing the work, you know, do the work. If you're learning, you learn and try to the best of your ability. So shall thou dwell in the land, and verily thou shalt be fed with this truth first and foremost. You're going to be fed with knowledge, wisdom. You're going to have comfort. You're not going to be bugged out. If you weren't in this truth right now, you wouldn't have no knowledge of what's happening, man. All right. This is Psalms 37:4. Delight thyself also in the Lord. So you got to tell yourself, are you delighting yourself in this thing? All right. Are you really delighting yourself? Or you just watching it because it's the thing to do now? Because Israelites is at the top of the echelon of topics now. But you have to delight in this truth. And once you delight in it, you can grow in it, man. The word there is awanag.
Strong's H 6026. A nag.
A nag.
A nag.
It says to be soft, be delicate, be dainty, be delicate, to be dainty, have it, to be pampered. You got to pamper this truth, to be happy about, take exquisite delight. Ooh, that's a sit down. That's a sit down. Hey, you know, you can hear it when you say it. You got to take exquisite. This might be a two-part, you know. Hey, let me pull this brother's precept. This is Yasha'Allah. This is Isaiah 51:14. It says the captive exile hasten. That's exactly right. You got to hurry up to be laced up out of here, man. You shouldn't be dragging your heels to pray for deliverance. It says what? The captive exile hasten that he may be loosed, that he should not die in the pit, nor that his bread should fail. And that's exactly right, because this is our captivity place. Even these bodies, man. That's why the Lord is going to free us from these bodies too, because we always got freed from the captive. All right, every captivity we went into, we got freed from the actual nation that we were under, but we didn't get free from the body that we were in, man, which is the real chain, which is the real chain of darkness. You know, Lord willing, we can get that on another sit down too. You know, let me write. Look, I'm gonna write it in my Palm Pilot. Oh man, the chain of darkness. So let me finish these precepts out. The word there is exquisite.
Exquisite.
It says extremely beautiful and typically delicate. A man who's affectionately concerned with his clothes and appearance, and dainty, exquisite. All right, that's how we got to be with this, man. You got to exquisitely delight in this, man. All right, to be happy about, take exquisite delight, beautiful delight, to make merry over, make sport of, to be happy, man, that we have this truth back in the knowledge, wisdom, and understanding. So with that, Lord willing, it was edifying, and I'm gonna go ahead and leave it there. So like it says, this just to show you the mass shootings that took place this past weekend. You know, I shared the video and I thought it was just, man, 270 mass shootings on the year. All right, and it's only 6 months in, man. So with that, I want to give all praise and honor to Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yahushai, Ba'ashem Karpadash. We say Barakatha Yahweh, Barakatha Yahushai, Barakatha Yahweh, Barakatha Yahushai, Barakatha Yahweh, Barakatha Yahushai, Ba'ashem Karpadash. Till the next time, keep faith, keep fighting. Hold on to faith. We're almost home. Shalom. Shalom.